So a question that why do we not take a movie very seriously and why do we take life very seriously? It's a simple answer, come on.
Movies all made up.
Because we know a movie doesn't exist. It's a narrative in somebody's mind which became a script, which became a movie. But in life, we take the occurrences very seriously because we don't believe it's just a narrative in somebody's head. We believe that whatever is happening is real, right? But how do we know that life is not just a narrative in my head, by somebody's head? My life, how do I know that it's not just a narrative in my head? Can we be sure that it's not a narrative in my head? For instance, there are many movies, there are many short films we are making in our head all the time, right? We are making a film about this person is doing this to me, that person is doing wrong, this person is doing right. And at the time of the movie playing in our head, we are super convinced that it's real, it's not a narrative. But many times, at least in hindsight, we see it was all nonsense. Whatever we thought, it had nothing to do with facts. It was what my mind had convinced me was really happening, right? But it's not real. So in Jainism, there's a very beautiful teaching called Syad Vyad. Maybe this, may not be this. So for everything your mind says, instead of putting a full stop at the end of it, put a question mark. You'll at least be less rigid and you won't take your life and what's happening around you seriously enough to create misery for yourself and for others, right? See, we haven't really thought of emotional sensitivity as an illness of consciousness. But it is, right? To be so sensitive about everything, to overthink everything, to constantly project intentions into people's minds, etc. It's called emotional oversensitivity, right? And to a greater or lesser degree, all of us suffer from it. But we know that the moment we get triggered by emotional sensitivity, we are on the road to hell. What you do to others is irrelevant, but you get into a hellish mind state, right? So the Sufi would tell you, when you're on the road to hell, cut it short by reminding yourself that this narrative is not real. It's something in my head. It's a movie being made up in my head. I don't have to take it seriously enough. But if you're not watchful and that narrative becomes strengthened in you, you can't pull back. You have to be vigilant, and the moment it starts, you have to pull out of it. Otherwise, it gets too much of a strong hold in you to be able to pull out of it.